Hey, Smart Cleaning Biz, how would you like to know for sure if you're charging the right amount for your service, right? The biggest complaint that I hear is, about my pricing. Oh yeah, Ken, you make $60 to $80 an hour. Yay. I'm so happy for you. Not. I'm making 20 bucks an hour down here. You must live in New York City or some awesome area. Okay. That's a valid argument. And I have to admit, I ask forgiveness of this. I was ignorant. There are absolutely areas where you cannot get the amount of money that I get. Yes, I just said that. To the masses. You can still separate yourself and become a specialist and still get my rates, but your percentage of people that you can get it from is less. You spread out the net. You pull the net back in, but there's a lot less fish to spread the net to when you're in a farming community. When you're in, a rural area like that, maybe the desert area or some other part of the country, US I'm talking, where there's just not great income. And you need to have household incomes starting to hit $75,000 family income or better to start making some decent money on biweekly cleanings. So I was like, well, how do I incorporate this? How do I prove this? And I literally have spent the last 2 weeks on math. Now I'm a former engineer, so this was like way fun for me. So don't think that I didn't enjoy this. I dug into statistics, math, IRS data, cool websites. I developed a zip code optimizing tool because that's what I do. I'm not a tool. I'm not a tool, but I can make tools, okay? Maybe one day I'll be some kind of an app designer, but I've made a tool in Excel that you can optimize my zip codes. What the heck's that mean? Well, I did a little test, and this is in my course. Obviously, this is something you'd have to, if you want this from me, which I'm about to explain to you, this is not a selling thing, but I cannot give this to you. This takes too much time. And I've poured years and years and years and hours and hours and hours of effort to give you this. If you want this, you have to buy it. And if you want it, after I explain it to you, find me, connect with me, and I'll explain the pricing and stuff. But it'll rock your business. It'll rock your world if you do this. I figured out what the top 10 zip codes statistically were in my current area. Figured out, based on my tool, that I should be charging between $115 and $227 for a biweekly visit. That's what my tool calculated for what my range ought to be in my ISO model cleaning method. 115 to 223. And that's from the public data. Now I'm like, okay, well that's just public data. That's from IRS and stuff. Well, my actual numbers where I live, this is 115 to 227. I'm actually at 145 to 230. So my actual numbers of what I'm doing for biweekly visits are even better than what the public data shows. So it lines up. It totally helped to validate my tool, which is so cool. And then I went and did it again. This is the part that will really fire you guys up. How do you do something? If you're in an area where you're struggling, you have two options. Your area, let's say you optimize your zip code using my tool, and you find out that your top 10 zip codes are not good, and it's totally showing why you're not getting the prices that you could be getting. You can stay where you're at and be happy and do the best you can do. You can still use my system to optimize what you're doing and speed up your time by quite a bit. You can speed up your time by 50%, which will increase your hourly rate by 50%. You can still do that. Great. But what if you want more? What if you want more? You have two options. You can either use my tool and find out where the zip codes are awesome, the top 10 zip codes in a certain area that you're willing to drive to. Because if you're in one area and you can only get $100 per visit, but you could drive an hour to an hour and 15 minutes or maybe an hour and a half and get twice as much, you could work half the time that you are now for the same money. So what if you have to drive a little far? That's one option. You drive to where it is. Or maybe if it's 2-3 hours away, what if you move your family over there? Maybe you can do that. Or you do what I'm about to do. I'm really excited. I'm taking the next level of optimizing. My schedule is going to be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, up here in New York, every other week, starting in January. That's 3 days of cleaning, 11 days of building my future, my family's future, freedom and family and my course and everything, and my coaching. I'm going to take those 11 days. I'm going to build 2 days of cleaning into my hometown of southeastern Pennsylvania near Philadelphia. Why? Because we want to get near family. It's been a dream of ours for years. Now, does that line up with zip codes and everything? It just so happens I did a top 10 zip code analysis on that area. Oh my goodness. Check out these numbers. Let's read out my notebook. My top 10 zip codes where I currently live, between $115 and $223 per biweekly visit. That's what the statistics show that I should be getting. And I'm doing better than that with my system. In Pennsylvania, southeastern Pennsylvania, the top 10 zip codes there, the low 194, the high 347. That's between 60 and 80% higher than I charge now. So I can do the same thing. I can take my system and move back to my hometown with my family, be close. I have a little niece that was just born. I can be around my family, and I can still do the same. A 3-hour house is still going to be a three-hour house, except now it's going to be a 3-hour house, and I charge an extra $75 to $150 for the same house. It's awesome. It allows me to go from a January schedule in New York of 12 houses in one office to Pennsylvania. All I need is 7 houses to 8 houses, which is 2 days of work for me, which would be 2 days every other week to replace my entire New York business. What does that open the door for me to do? Move our family down to Pennsylvania. I can optimize further, work even less to make the same $45,000, $50,000. I might drop a little bit. We'll see how that works when I optimize more. Probably 50. But I'll work a lot less. I'll do, instead of 3 days every other week, it'll be 2 days every other week. And I'm around my family. So we're just getting closer and closer. But this right here, this tool, has set me free. I am so excited about this tool and about the lecture I just taught for my students called Find the Andersons, how to tune the ISO model marketing machine. So there's so many different factors that if you know how to tune, if you know how to do target marketing, how to tune for these 4 things, I'll tell you what they are: gender, age, household income, and zip code. If you can tune those 4 things, you're going to have an amazing business.